Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Easy TV. Thanks for tuning in once again. Like I usually say, if it's your first time here, I'd appreciate you checking out the channel, possibly subscribing. But if you and everybody else, even if you're a recurring viewer, smash that thumbs up button. It would be greatly appreciated. It really goes a long way. Now, I actually recorded this entire video with the unboxing, review, holder cell, everything, and I just realized at the end that it wasn't recording the whole time. I had pressed the record button, but for some reason it didn't show up as recording and I just missed all of it. So we're not actually gonna get an authentic unboxing with my first impressions, but that's fine. That's usually not what you guys come for. I just throw it in just cause sometimes I do get really surprised by the way shoes turn out in hand. So just a little disclaimer there. I'm not gonna sit here like some people and try to act like it's my first time seeing it again. I think that's pretty corny, but we are going to review them. We are going to talk holder cell and resell and things like that. And because today they are in my size 10.5, we are going to throw them on feet and get another view of how they look. But here's a box, 700 here. No boost on the side, of course, because if you guys do remember, these don't actually have boost in them. There's the tag, the Azareth. Now, real quick before we pull them out, where did I copy these from? I actually copied these from the adidas Confirmed app. Yes, those of you who have been staying up to date, they brought it back, and it seemed like for most of the supply, they moved it over to the Confirmed app. I guess this is the first real big release on the Confirmed app after they brought it back recently, and I'm really happy that it hit. I wasn't even really going after these. Now, when pictures came out, I said this is going to be a really cool shoe to see in person. And I wasn't really sure how it felt. I was on the fence. I know a lot of people, from what it seemed like, really like them, and now as they're getting them in hand, even like them even more. But I wasn't really planning on going these when they released. I wasn't on Yeezy supply and stuff like that. I was actually busy at the time, and then I came to see that it hit on the Confirmed app, and I thought that was really dope. And day of, the next day, prices went up a lot. We'll talk a little bit more about that holder cell. But let's get these shoes out. Let's take a look at them and see what's up. The first thing I want to mention, because I forgot to mention in my Azareth review, but these also, because they have that infinity lacing system, come with an extra set of regular, Yeezy laces. These ones are in black. I forgot to recognize that in the Azareth video. I mean, I'm gonna keep the infinity lacing system on, but I thought I'd just mention that and make sure I didn't forget it this time. Boom! Here is the Yeezy 700 V3 Azareth. This is my first time showing them to you guys right here. Getting a 360 here, but of course, like I said, not my first time seeing them. That infinity lacing system, as we talked about right there. And for those of you asking, the infinity lacing system, if you were to take this little rubbery piece out, underneath you'll see that this isn't what binds the lace together. The lace itself is like stitched and bound together, and this is just like an extra piece for easier maneuverability and things like that, for those of you who did ask. Toe down view. Of course, as you see here, these yellow splotches here. Usually that would be a boost on any other 700, but the V3s, as I said, don't have that boost. However, I've heard they're actually relatively comfortable for not having boost. But first things first, of course, what my eyes get drawn to is this cage-like contraption or thing or feature on the upper, which is made out of some sort of harder plastic here. That's in like a whitish, smoky-ish, translucent color. And of course we have that Azareth blue running underneath. But apart from that, we also have this pattern here. I wouldn't even say it's stripes because there's more than 3. There's about 4 of these big stripes there in the white. And then it runs in towards the right here, the toe area. We see what could be like a light olive green. In some lights it looks like a light olive green. It could look brown, it could look gray, but you know how Yeezys are. It's one of those kind of colors where in a different light it could look like a totally different color. But I just think this is a crazy way, and you can see the 3M there poking out on the lace holes. And I'll actually pull this open, you guys can get a look. The construction of this is really, really unique, and I really like the way it did on the Azareth, the first colorway that came out of the 700 V3s. But I also wanted to mention the glow on these is pretty crazy. I got all the lights on in my room, right? I'm filming a video. I got extra lights than just the lights in the ceiling, and these glow really, really bright. Look at that. Of course, just hit it real quick with the black light and it just goes crazy already. But that's super dope. I always love seeing cool features like that, the glow in the dark ability. You can see now it has like a light green tinge to it, so it holds the bioluminescence or whatever well. There's a shot of the inside, if you guys can see that, maybe not. But there's an Adidas logo, and it says Yeezy in there, as well as an Ortholite logo because it is an Ortholite insole. Let's talk hold or sell. So as usual, I'll throw the screenshot up, and at the time of recording, the Yeezy 700 V3 Azareth in this size right here, the 10.5, my size, is going for a little bit under 400, around that 380 range. And if you were to sell now on StockX, including fees and everything afterwards, you would make a profit about $100. Now don't get me wrong, I'm doing some quick math here, but that's about a 40 to 45% profit margin, which is not bad at all. But when it comes to the simple question of hold or sell, I'm gonna recommend to hold these. Now why? Well, for one, let's take a look at the past two 700 V3 models, this being the third one. Azale's being the first one. It's kind of a hard comparison. One, I personally think it aesthetically looks the best, but it's also the first one of a model, so it's hard to really compare. We kind of consider that an outlier. Now the second one is the Alva. It's an all black pair of these. Now, as you guys know, there's a ton of all black Yeezy colorways, and we don't really get that many blue Yeezys. So the Alvas right now, which came out a lot earlier than these, right? This is only a few days after the Alvas have been out for a minute. And those are sitting just a little bit above 400 right now. So the price difference between these and the Alvas, I think, really isn't that great. And I don't think it really matches up with the amount of time they've had to sit on the market and saturate. So I can definitely see these, if you hold them, going above 400, and from there, figuring out what you want to do. That we'll see how high the ceiling is. I think it's always important to think about, hey, when I am holding a shoe, why do I think these could go up? Now, sometimes it's as simple as, hey, it's a Jordan 1, it's just going to go up. I agree with that thought process, but there's these things that we call in the stock market called catalysts, which are why a stock might go up, might go down, might do this, might do that. And those are the same things we're looking for here. I just listed that for you guys. The fact it's the third colorway of the 700 V3, it's not oversaturated like a 350 V2, it's blue, we don't get a lot of blue Yeezys. And then we compare it to the Alvas. And so, again, a 40-45% profit margin is not bad at all. So do what's best for your situation. If you want to sell now, do that. Again, I usually recommend, if you're selling them pretty quickly after release day, try to sell locally. Try selling in a Facebook group, things like that, where they're not eating up a lot of your profit margin with those fees from GOAT and StockX. Now, I'm personally going to hold one because I want to see how I feel. I think this is one of the shoes that I want to sit on and think about whether or not I want to keep it, whether or not I don't. And I also want to see it go above 400 first before I do anything drastic here with them. But that is my recommendation here, guys, is to hold. And I believe the price will go up over 400. We saw, of course, as usual, spike right after release. And then like when everybody else got them like I did, price obviously dipped a little bit, but it seemed also like public sentiment. It seemed like people on social media really liked the way these turned out. So that's another thing going for these shoes. That's the hold or sell, guys. Like I said, I recommend holding them. Let me know in the comment section below if you agree with that. Maybe you disagree with that and you think now's a good time to sell. Say that and tell me why. I'd be more than happy to hear and discuss with you guys. That's part of why I like doing these. When you guys add your comments, it actually is really helpful. So that's for the hold or sell and review and everything. We're gonna get into the on feet, but for now, guys, Easy TV signing off.